Welcome to the Inner Coach Classroom with me, Emma Benyon. I'm a multi-certified coach and educator with over 13 years of experience within the education sector. This podcast is all about helping educators and leaders build their inner coach so they can become confident, self-aware, and transform how they work and lead. So if you are an educator or leader, then you are in the right place for coaching, mindset, and reflection. Now, in today's episode, we are going to talk about how coaching can support educators and leaders. Now, if you're here, you are probably aware that I am super passionate about bringing coaching into education to support ourselves as educators and leaders so that that ripple effect goes out to our students, to the families we work with, to our colleagues, because it is such a powerful yet often misunderstood tool. So, why does education need coaching? And I really believe that it needs it now more than ever. Education, as we know, is complex, it's emotionally demanding, and it's constantly changing too. Many educators and leaders are highly capable, yet often overwhelmed, stretched, and operating on autopilot. Coaching offers this beautiful space to pause, think, and reconnect with our purpose, with our values, rather than simply adding another initiative or expectation on top. And it might feel like it absolutely does that because it's something else to learn, it's something else to do. Yet, trust me, when you start to build your inner coach, it absolutely transforms everything you do and how you approach everything that you do. Now, as I said before, coaching is often misunderstood, and it's not about telling people what to do. That would be mentoring or other forms of teaching. Coaching is not telling, it's about creating space. And it's about creating space for thinking, for people to do their best thinking so that they can come up with their own ideas, their own solutions. It is not about telling someone what to do, which is very different to, traditional professional development. It's, coaching is not about giving people the answers. It's reflective, it's non-directive, and it helps us as educators and leaders to think more clearly, make intentional, purposeful, value-driven choices, and draw on our own strengths and experience. And this is exactly why I trained to be a coach, because I experienced coaching firsthand and developing some of those tools to use personally, which absolutely transformed how I approached teaching in my classrooms, how I approached working with my colleagues. And that's why I do what I do now, because I absolutely believe that these tools can help you too, to absolutely help shape how you lead and how you teach. Now, coaching can help us move from a space of constantly feeling like we're firefighting to a space of being more intentional, because it helps us move out of a constant problem solving mode and into being more intentional with our leadership, whether that's with our colleagues or with our students in the classroom. It helps us by supporting our clarity, being able to prioritize what's important and what can potentially wait, and supports that value-led decision making that I mentioned before. And this absolutely, therefore, helps us build our inner coach and therefore helps build our confidence, our emotional regulation, and that long-term sustainability in these leadership and educational roles. Coaching is absolutely not about fixing. What it's doing is it's recognizing individuals' capabilities. And that's through that reflected dialogue, through those sessions where the coachee, the educator, the leader is given space to think by the coach. And within coaching, what can be really important is having that space to explore boundaries, explore workload, explore our identity in those educational and leadership roles. And that can really help to reduce burnout and absolutely supports that professional growth. Without developing these coaching skills, without developing my inner coach, I would absolutely not have felt confident enough to progress in my career. And within those education and leadership roles, we are absolutely encouraged to use reflective practice, for how we can continue to develop, because education is always changing. And so are the students and colleagues that we work with too. And so coaching is absolutely a gorgeous tool for reflective practice, because that's what it's encouraging you to do. It's encouraging you to build your reflection skills and to become more self-aware. So it can support deeper reflection on our teaching practice, on our leadership, on our responsibilities and relationships, and that decision making, whether that's in the classroom or, in a strategic sense in the organization. It absolutely strengthens that self-awareness and encourages purposeful experimentation rather than that compliance-driven change. It helps us to move forward with that, with much more compassion, much more alignment, and much more purpose. And I mentioned earlier about that ripple effect. When I began my coaching training, I absolutely did not realize the ripple effect that it would have in all aspects of my life, but in those conversations that I would have with others too, and then how others became interested in how coaching could work for them. And that continues today. I have those conversations with colleagues, I have those conversations with students, because it's such a powerful tool. And so, yeah, when educators and leaders are coached, that impact extends beyond the individual. It extends into our personal relationships, potentially our relationships with our children, and how, we have those conversations with them, how we deal with conflict, how we build those relationships, and how we have deep compassion and understanding for others as well. And that absolutely, contributes, if we think about it in an education and leadership perspective, it contributes to improve student performance and engagement and learning experiences, to improve productivity with our colleagues, improved engagement, improved retention in the workplace as well. Yet coaching still has that misunderstanding. It's absolutely about normalizing that within the educational sector, because coaching is used massively within corporate organizations, and coaching not so much in education at this current time. And I think also it's important to note here that coaching isn't a tool to use when things go wrong. It should be part of everyday personal development. And when it's embedded correctly, it absolutely becomes a proactive tool for growth and, moving forwards in a way which actually can feel more purposeful and aligned to values, not just the institutional values, but also personal values of our colleagues and our students as well. So what I would like you to consider is how you could, start to bring coaching into your education and leadership role, how you can start to build your inner coach. It's not about becoming a coach. It's about developing the skills that are absolutely going to support you as an individual, that has that ripple effect much wider. And so what I'd like to invite you to pause for thought on and to ask yourself is, what might become possible if you gave yourself space to think without judgment, without urgency, and without needing to have all of the answers? And this is a question I often ask my clients, and I wonder what the answer for that question will bring for you. And I'd love to hear what comes up for you with that. So, thank you for listening to today's episode. I really hope that you've enjoyed those reflections on how coaching can support you as a leader and educator, and take some time to pause and to think about that prompt I have shared with you. As always, I would love to hear your reflections from this episode. So why not come and chat to me over on my socials? All the links are in the show notes. And if you have enjoyed this episode and don't want to miss the next one, then please make sure you follow and subscribe. Why not share with a friend? And I'd also really appreciate you leaving me a review too. So until next time, let's build your inner coach together, one episode at a time.